Good morning. Good morning and welcome to the 2018 Omni Update User Training Conference. For those of you I've not had the pleasure of meeting yet, my name is Lance Merker. I'm the CEO of Omni Update. And it's my privilege to welcome you all to our 14th Omni Update User Training Conference, OUTC18. Now, the reason that you're all here this week, the reason that you've traveled from all over the country to be here, is because you're all Omni Update customers. And because this is a user conference, this week is truly all about you. You know, if you've been a customer of ours for a while, you've probably heard me say this before, but it's so true. You see, at Omni Update, we obsess about you. Not just here at the conference, but all the time. You know, the Omni Update user community has grown substantially over the last few years. And collectively, you are our obsession. You see, at Omni Update, we believe that in order to build great products, in order to build a world-class support organization to service those products, we have to fully understand our customers. We have to understand your needs, the challenges that you face, and what you consider to be key criteria for success. And then we need to take that knowledge and that understanding, and we need to build great products that make it easy for you to do the incredibly challenging jobs that you do for your institutions every day. The theme of the conference this year is Dream, Discover, Develop. Let me tell you why. Let's start with Dream. You know, none of you would be where you are today if you didn't dream big. Frankly, the work that you do for your institutions, the work that you do as marketing professionals and web technologists is nothing short of remarkable. The way I see it, you've all either completely lost your minds for doing and taking on the challenges that you face every day, or you can see something that others can't. You can see that it's the technology that allows you to achieve what wasn't before possible. Now, I don't believe that you've all completely lost your minds. And in fact, I'm right there with you. I believe that it is the technology that gives us the power and the leverage to overcome the status quo and to do things that others might see as daunting or even impossible. In fact, it's why we started Omni Update to begin with. At Omni Update, we have an expression, a saying: if you can dream it, you can build it. And fortunately, we work in an industry where that's primarily true. In fact, we all do. Think about it. What you do in your jobs and what we do at Omni Update is, for the most part, virtual. What we do every day, for the most part, is unrestricted by the laws of physics. Now, it might be restricted by the laws of economics, politics, committee decision-making, but for the most part, what you do every day, what we do every day, is unrestricted by the physical world and only restricted by our dreams. If we can dream it, we can build it. And that's pretty cool. We have pretty cool jobs. Now, the second concept in our theme is discover. And this is why most of you are here this week. You're here to discover how to use this technology that you all share. You know, you all share many things in common. You have similar challenges, similar goals, and you all use the same technology. You all use Omni Update's OU Campus as your CMS. So we've built this conference from the ground up to help you discover and learn everything you can about this technology. 2 days of sessions and 2 days of workshops specifically designed to help you discover and learn. Discover new features in OU Campus and new features that are coming next. To learn in the workshops and to learn best practices and tips and tricks that you can take home and share with others. And this is also a great conference for you to discover and learn from each other here at the conference, from your peers, from those seated around you, especially in the first 2 days of the conference, where many of the sessions are led by you. This is also a great conference and a great opportunity for you this week to make some new connections, to network, to connect with us and to connect with each other, and to continue the discovery long after the conference is over. The third concept in our conference theme this year is develop. Now, whether you develop content, code, or design, you all develop. Or you manage people who do. Or in some cases, maybe both. And this is the perfect week for you to hone your craft, to hone your development skills, particularly in the last 2 days during those hands-on workshops. And we have a hackathon on Wednesday night, which is a great opportunity for those of you who want to do some real development and get your hands really deep in the code. And this is a great opportunity for you to network with some of the smartest developers in the industry, your peers seated around you, as well as OmniUpdate's core development team, our product specialists, and our core product trainers. Dream, discover, develop. You've come to the right place to do all three. And we are so glad you're here this week. We have so much in store for you. So let's get started. I've broken this session up into 3 parts. I'm first going to talk a little bit about OmniUpdate as a company and some of the things that we've done for you lately. Then we'll talk about the user network, this incredibly large and growing network of all of you. It's approaching 80,000 people. You here in this room just represent a tiny fraction of that network. We'll talk about what's in it for you, though, as this network continues to grow. Then we'll talk about the product. We'll talk about OU Campus and some of the things that are coming next. And we'll give you a sneak peek at a few of the things that are coming really soon. And we'll talk about some of the things that have just been released that you might not know about. Sound good? All right, let's get started. Let's start with a quick look back at OmniUpdate. 2017 was a huge year of growth for OmniUpdate. It was our biggest year on record. It was a massive year. We grew in all dimensions. In fact, it was indeed our 15th year of consecutive record growth. So because of all of you, and many of you are new here, contributing to that, we had a huge year as a company. We added 5,000 new licensed users to OU Campus just this past year. And we are now just over 78,000 licensed users. Again, you here in this room just represent a fraction of this user community. And we're so glad that you're here to learn and share with everyone back home. 72 million pages have now been edited using OU Campus. You guys have been really busy editing a ton of pages, a ton of content. That is a pretty impressive number. And we've been busy as well because our product developers came out with 45 new features and enhancements last year to help better service you and to bring out some of the capabilities that you've been looking for. We also worked a lot on usability. In fact, we gave the system a massive performance boost over the last year, some of which happened earlier this year, but most of it last year. So this time last year, I talked about that a little bit and how we were working really hard to make the product feel even more like an application and make it really, really snappy. Well, we achieved that and then some. So what we worked on quite a bit last year was both on the software side, on the back end, and on the hardware side as well. We gave our SaaS network a huge lift in performance, and we tripled the capacity and the compute power of the system. So those of you on our SaaS product in particular should see a huge difference in speed as of lately. Some of this just happened over the last few months. So what we've been able to realize now is 3 times faster file access, which is really great, and up to 15 times faster for long-running operations like find and replace. Overall, we're seeing an average of 1.6 times faster for most common operations, just clicking around, almost twice as fast. So you're going to see that as you use the product going forward now, if you're on our SaaS product in particular. We also now have over 1,200 of you as members, licensed users of the OmniUpdate Community Network, what we call the OCN, as well as the LMS, which is our learning management platform, specifically designed to help our customers learn our product on their own time and their own speed. So if you're not familiar with the OCN, let me show it to you here really quickly. So you can join this just by asking. So we've got a variety of things here. We've got system status information right here in the upper right-hand corner. For you SaaS users, you can see how the system's doing. We've got information like conference notes from OUTC last year. All the presentations from this year will also be made available on the OCN. And we've got things like forums, user groups, and discussion groups that are going on here all the time, daily. We've also got Training Tuesdays, which are available to you, which are all of the recorded Training Tuesdays. If you don't know this, every Tuesday, usually the last Tuesday of the month, we have a free open training day. You can come and join that webinar. Here you can see all the recorded ones as well. They're all listed right here. We also have direct access to the learning management platform. So you can access that directly from the OCN. And here's a link to our GitHub. So this is where you can get access to all the code behind the modules that you might be using, templates, XSL snippets, and more. A lot of information here on our GitHub as well. Last year, we won again for the 4th year in a row the Stevie Award for Customer Service. Now, this is a very humbling award. It's something that we're very proud of because we work so hard on customer service. And we won again for the 4th year last year. In fact, we found out just recently, just a few weeks ago, that we won again for the 5th year in a row. In fact, this time we won the gold. So again, we're really humbled by this. This is something that, I want to, hopefully it confirms that you made a great choice in a company, but it also inspires us to do more because we do focus on customer service and customer support so much in our operations that we think this is incredibly important. Speaking of that, I wanted to introduce some new leadership in this area of customer service and customer success. Now, it's a little bit of a misnomer to say new leadership because many of you have been working with this individual for the last year, particularly in our professional services department if you've been a new customer. So I want to reintroduce to you Mr. Dennis Esquera, who joined us a little over a year ago. In fact, I introduced him on this stage last year, and he's taken on the new role of Vice President of Customer Success. We think this is important to align our business better to your needs across the board, from a new customer all the way through long-term customer care. And I thought I'd take just a moment to reintroduce you to him now. So Dennis, if you wouldn't mind.
Good morning, everyone. So it's a pleasure to be back here. It's certainly nice to see the OmniUpdate community growing every year. Last year was a great turnout, and we have a really good turnout this year as well. So I appreciate that. I wanted to take this opportunity to briefly share with you some reorganization that we did just recently as far as our customer-facing teams, which consists of implementation, training, and support. And they are now organized in one umbrella we call customer success. Now, these teams have onboarded, they've implemented, they've supported thousands of our end users throughout their time. And whether that's an implementation or a redesign or an addition of a module, they've seen it all. And we know that as you go through your journey with us, it can honestly sometimes be stressful, right? There's always that fear of the unknown. And I want you guys to be aware that the customer success team, our jobs is to put everything together, right? We want to take that fear away. So, keep in mind that they're going to continue to partner with you along your journey. And we have one primary mission in mind, and that's to turn everyone in this room and all 80,000 users to become Omni Update advocates. And we do this by ensuring that you're successful with the use of Omni Update and OU Campus, and you're able to fully leverage the value that we have to offer you. And we want to make sure that we meet your desired outcomes. So a lot of the things that we do in our organization is really based on you, right? It's really based on understanding what is it that you're trying to achieve with the use of the OU Campus platform. So with that said, the big question for you is, what's in it for you? Well, with the reorganization of our team, we thought we'd bring it up a notch. We'd bring it up one more level, right? So Lance already mentioned that, we do a lot of training Tuesdays, but I want you to be aware that as you continue to onboard, whether it's a new module or a brand new redesign, it's always going to be an outcome-based approach from the way we plan your projects, where our project managers are heavily going to be engaged with you throughout your journey. And then furthermore, our account management team is also going to be engaged where they're conducting quarterly strategic business reviews. And what that means is continued alignment as you continue to use the platform. We want you to continue to leverage the new features that we have to offer, so we're going to continually educate you in that capacity. I also want to share with you that from a training perspective, so for new customers or new modules that you perhaps are going to implement, what we're going to plan to do is we're going to provide 1-2-minute short videos specific to the templates that we've developed, where it's going to give you the ability to hover on certain features to further explain what those features are all about. Now, I understand that a majority of the folks here in this room, you guys are all super admins. You're level 10, right? I know very well that the level 1s and 2s, that the calls that you constantly get for your departments and trying to educate your end users is a challenge, right? And we want to make sure that is an easy transition for you. Last but not least, our award-winning support staff. We are in the process, and you're going to continue to see this with our OCN and our help desk website, continued updates to our knowledge base articles. So I encourage you, if you haven't logged in lately to OCN and our help desk, please do so, because we are continually updating our knowledge base along the way. So please be aware of that. Last but not least, I wanted to thank everyone in this room. So on behalf of the customer success team who are behind the scenes, we are definitely looking forward to our continued partnership and making sure that you guys are successful along the way. Thank you.
Thank you, Dennis. Thank you, Dennis. All right, so that's a little bit about Omni Update and some of the things that we've done for you lately. Now, I want to switch gears and talk about the user network for a moment. This growing network of all of you and what that means for you. So over 78,000 of you now make up this community, but you're only a part of that community. We also have over 20 industry partners that are also vertically focused on your needs, very specifically chosen by us to be our partners, but also working with you on design projects and so forth. So we know that they're great partners because we hear it from you guys all the time. And all of this is within one vertical industry supported by a company with one singular focus. So the way we think about it is every company has a choice on where to focus their lens, their time and attention. Every business does. We took a little different path about 17 years ago when we decided to focus on one very specific vertical market. We decided to focus our lens on you guys, on all of you higher education professionals that work for colleges and universities to do the amazing work that you do every day to manage these gigantic websites. 72 million pages you guys have edited. So we think this is a little unusual, a little different, but it gives us and it gives you a great advantage of focus, a specific singular focus, very different than other content management systems that largely focus on corporate America or multiple vertical markets. We think that this focus is actually pretty hard to do, but it pays off because our focus on you means that we can build specifically the products, the modules, the gadgets, and the services that you need that are unique to your specific industry vertical. And so we've done that over the years, and we've worked really hard to keep that focus. You know, you may have heard of Metcalfe's Law, right? Bob Metcalfe, who this was named after back in the 1980s. Bob Metcalfe, among many things, was one of the originators, the inventors of Ethernet and modern networking. And while Metcalfe's Law was very profound at the time, it's evolved and it's still very profound today. And it goes something like this: the value of a network is proportional to the square of its connected users. Now, back in the 80s, they were really talking about telecommunications networks. And that's very true, of course, in that case. But think about how true that is today. It's saying that the value of a network grows exponentially as the group members grow as well. So think about that. Social media, it's applied to today quite commonly, and I think appropriately so. It's applied to learning networks. And I think we can apply it here. I think we can apply it very aptly to a network of like-minded professionals who use the same technology and who share knowledge amongst each other. And that's exactly what we do at this conference, in fact. And I think it really does apply to this group. It applies because we have this conference, but not just because we have this conference, but there's a tremendous amount of learning and sharing and networking that goes on here. If you've never been to this conference before, I think you'll be very impressed. I was just sitting at breakfast this morning, and James and I were talking about how this conference kind of changes over the first couple of days. And by the last couple of days, there's a lot of people here that have known each other seemingly for weeks or months and have gotten really good at sharing and communicating well. Kind of settles down and settles in, and you'll have even more fun the longer you stay. But it's because you're all using the same technology, faced with the same challenges and goals, and learning from each other. And this is very unique in this world where the focus is that clear and that sharp. It also daily applies on the OCN. So we've mentioned the OCN a couple of times here, but the user groups and forums and discussions, it is a social network of OmniUpdate customers. It is a social network of you sharing, friending each other, helping each other, and continuing after the conference. And we participate in monthly industry events, about a dozen a year or so. These are some of the big ones that we participate in. And it's actually another area by which you all, as customers, as end users and administrators, actually connect with one another and share and help each other, because there's an overlap between what some of these industry conferences are talking about and the specific details of the content management technologies that you're using. And so we see a lot of great things come from that as well. In fact, we're taking that to heart this year, and one of the things we're going to do a little differently, because we attend all of these as well, generally as a sponsor, but we interact with you oftentimes there as well. One of the things we're going to do differently this year is we're going to take an opportunity to use these industry conferences as a way to create other types of engagement, user groups. So we're going to apply the user group concept to some of these industry conferences that we attend and that you attend. So you're going to see this coming up here, in fact, shortly. There's a couple of conferences, EDU Web, which is coming up here this summer in San Diego, and at High Ed Web coming up this fall in Sacramento. We're going to have user groups. So we're going to try to connect more of us together at these conferences and continue the sharing and the discussion that way. Another way that we connect is through what we call the Speaker Scholarship Program. The Speaker Scholarship Program is a way for us to help you have a voice in the industry. And here's how it works if you don't know about it. The Speaker Scholarship Program basically takes an idea that you might have to speak at a conference, and a conference that you're not necessarily able to speak at. Maybe your institution is maxed out with the conferences that you've attended this year, not enough professional development dollars for you. Come to us. We'll submit it, or we'll help you submit it if you need help. And if it gets accepted, we'll sponsor you to go, and we'll pay for your way. So this is a great way for you to participate at these conferences that you might not normally, and share some of your knowledge and expertise, not just about Omni Update, but about any topic that you'd like. And we have been doing this for several years now, and here's some of the folks, in fact, that participated just last year. So I want to give a special thank you to our 2017 Speaker Scholars, and we expect much more this year. So please, if you want to participate in one of these industry conferences and you can't go, let's talk about it, and we'll get you there. All right, I want to talk about our partners for a moment, because partners add value to this network substantially. We work with some of the best partners in the industry. Some of the folks that you are already working with, some of the folks that you will definitely be working with here over the next few years. So get to know some of our partners. They're great people, and they offer great services and great products as well. We have a gold sponsor here at this conference that I should mention. Our good friends at StayMay is the gold sponsor here at the conference. We also have 5 silver sponsors here at the conference this year: M. Stoner, iFactory, ID5, Donahue Design, and Beacon. I know you know these folks already because they've participated at this conference many times in the past, and you're using them for services today. But we have many other partners that we work with that maybe you don't know about, maybe you do. Some are design partners, some are marketing partners, some are product partners. The things that these partners do with you, through us in some cases, is pretty incredible. Everything from accessibility, analytics, campus maps, content strategy work, custom web development, digital marketing, governance, information architecture, usability, website optimization, just to name a few things. So this is another way in which a single focus on an industry can help, because these partners specialize in what you do and what we do, and where we overlap or don't overlap, and fill in the gaps. So this is a big part of the user network and the power of that network. Another thing that we do as a part of our industry focus, and something that we can specialize in, is we do some primary research every year that you might not know about. In fact, for the last 10 years, we've partnered with our good friends at Ruffalo No Levitz to do some very interesting and very helpful primary research. We call it e-expectations. And there's a paper that's written about this every year, and there's a lot of data about it. This is our 10th year participating in it. And it answers the question, among other things, what do college-bound students and their parents look for on your website? What are the specific areas of content that are most interesting and most helpful to make a selection? What is the information architecture pathway that they go through? And much, much more. Social media, all kinds of questions are asked and answered. So we've been doing this for years. It's available on our website. It's available from our partner at Ruffalo No Levitz as well. Now, we also, of course, partner with you. And this is a big part of the story. And the way we do that is pretty direct. We listen. We listen constantly to the feedback that we get, not just here at the conference, but all the time. Through the tickets that you send in for support, we're fishing out whether there's something in here that we can do more than just answer a question. And we have lots and lots of conversations with you, in some cases monthly, most often quarterly, and certainly annually if you're attending this conference. So there's a lot more that we can do, and there's a lot of things that we do here. But we're building the products and we're tuning those products based specifically on your input and only your input. There's no other verticals that we support. Now, because we are the largest commercial vendor of content management in higher education, your input also directly affects the industry, the market itself. If you want to call it a market for content management systems for higher education, you guys are actually steering that market, because what we do is then copied by others and followed by them as well. So it's interesting to think about it that way, but we're really giving you guys an opportunity to actually say what you want and change the direction of the entire industry. And we're giving you a voice, and your institutions a voice. Not just because of this, but other things that we do. We do a lot of video case studies. We do a lot of writing. We do a lot of social engagement, and we speak at a lot of industry conferences about you guys, and we're using you as case studies and examples all the time. Speaker scholarships are another example of how you have a voice. But this is giving you and your institutions a really powerful voice in this industry. So this should be of interest to you as well. All right, so that's a little bit about the network. Now, let's talk about OU Campus. Let's talk about what's new and what's next. And we're going to scratch the surface here a little bit, but let's get into it. All right, so as I mentioned, we did a lot of work last year on the product. A lot of features and enhancements, a lot of things oriented toward usability, towards speed enhancements, and just making the product better. But we did some very specific things as well in some of the features and modules and gadgets. The first one I want to talk about, the first one I want to show you, is something we call OU Mashup. This is something that we released several years ago. It's an interactive social hub, but it's now more powerful than ever. So we updated this just recently based upon your feedback, and we think you're going to love it. It's available right now. So OU Mashup is a one-stop social media hub. Many of you have looked at these on websites, or maybe you already have one of your own, but this is one that you can develop directly in OU Campus and manage it directly through the interface. And it's really cool. So here we are on the fictional Galena University website. Now, I have to say, it is a fictional website, okay? I know you may have heard otherwise. You may see people wearing t-shirts with Galena Athletics on it. Where are you? This is a made-up website for our purposes for demo, okay? Please, don't sign up for classes. Don't send your children here. It's really embarrassing when we have to send tuition checks back. Okay, so here we are. We've got this wonderful social interactive media hub, and it's really cool because it mashes up all different feeds from Facebook and Flickr and Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, Google+, RSS feeds, you name it. Anything can be an RSS feed. Your blog feed, and anything custom that you might want to build in here. So this is a great way to mash all that up together, organize it how you want by date and time, and have it interactively flow and so forth through this every time someone comes back. You can even refresh automatically. So we've enhanced this. We've made it even cooler. So here you can now click on just to see one of those feeds. Here's the Facebook feed, for example. Click again, maybe to go to the Instagram feed. Here's just those from Instagram. And we can click on this little mashup feed, which blends them back all together again on one screen. Pretty cool. So how do you manage this in OU Campus? Well, we've made it pretty simple. Actually, one more thing to show you here also is we now have a filter. So you can actually filter from different sites or different collectives. So if you've got various different departments and you've got different collectives of feeds, you might put them all on one, or you might have them all spread across others, or you might do both. Here we might have a master feed of all of them, and then someone can filter based upon a particular subject. So how do we edit this? So here we are logged into OU Campus, and we can actually go in and simply add a new feed right here in our OU mashup folder that we've set up here, and we can just select from one of these icons. All of this is set up as a template, so it's easy to manage, easy to fill out, can be customized to your needs. But here you can see it's simple. You can enter the file name for this account. You can put in the app ID and so forth that you'll have to get from the social media provider, but we show you how to do that, and it's really simple. And simply click to add it right there. Super, super easy. You can even decide how many items to show and display in that mashup for that particular feed group. Super easy and super powerful. That's OU Mashup. So it's now easier to create news feeds than ever before. You can choose from themes. So we've set up these themes that you can choose from. Simple themes like light versus dark. Some that have a header on top for the particular social media type. And you can choose from these new themes directly from the drop-down list. And you can have custom group filters now for the first time as well. And it integrates directly with the tag manager. So as you add and remove tags on any of the feeds or files, they'll be automatically added or removed from the OU Mashup feed itself. And it's available right now. So this is one of the new capabilities or one of the upgraded modules that we've just recently released. And you can ask us about how to get your hands on it today. It's something you can actually do yourself, and you can even get the code directly on our GitHub. And if you want to see what it looks like in action, you're actually using it on the OUTC18 website right now. So if you actually go to OUTC18.com, on your mobile device or on your desktop, you can actually see it here, and you can follow us along on all of the social media feeds during the conference directly from this page. All right, so that's OU Mashup. Now, I want to give you a sneak preview of some of the things that are coming in the OU Campus roadmap. So this is just a taste of things to come. And the first is something we call global search. Global search is awesome. It allows you to find anything, anywhere, anytime. Let me show you what it looks like. So here we are in the interface. This is not yet released, but this is where that icon will be for search. So you can see there's a little global search icon right there. And super simple. You just give it a click, and up pops a search. Now you can be anywhere in the product, and this differs from other search capabilities and filtering capabilities that we have in OU Campus to find and manage content, because this is available everywhere and anywhere you are in the system. So you can be deep, nested in folders, you can be editing a page, you can be working on that mashup feed, and you simply click search. It's going to pop open this search dialog. Now, the search dialog searches for just about everything. Files, images, tags, assets, you name it. So just simply type in right here in the little search window, type in ART, for example. So here we're finding all kinds of things. We're finding the string of ART. We're finding the word art. We're finding ART in someone's name. You can see there are groups of types of files. So here we've got at the top, we've got this group of images, right? You can click View All, which will give you an opportunity to see all of just the images in a separate window. You can click on a specific file and view a preview of that file directly in Global Search. And you can even click right here to go and directly edit that file, whether it's an image or a text-based file, an asset. How many times have you been working and you want to go and find that asset that you might be going to work on next, and you have to navigate through a bunch of folders to get there and back to where you were, and then maybe put a bookmark in, and Now you can just find it directly and edit it right there. Super fast, super easy. More examples here. We can kind of scroll down in this window and see text-based files. Scroll down further and we can see assets right here as well. All available to us everywhere and anytime in the system. Users also available. So we found some users. Even groups were found with the string ART that we typed in. Super easy now as an administrator to get in, modify groups and users without having to scroll through or remember how to find them. So you can also filter in an advanced segment of global search, and you can limit your search to just those types that you're looking for, whether they're text, images, assets, media types, binaries, and find just those that you're looking for. Super easy. Global search. Search anything, anytime, anywhere. Files, images, assets, users, groups, and more. You can preview the results in a window directly in the global search screen. And you can navigate directly from those results without having to refine something once you've found it. And global search will be available this April, so very shortly. We'll have more details on it tomorrow in the roadmap, in fact. All right, so that is global search. We think you're going to love it. Next up, components. I know many of you have been dying to get your hands on components, and some of you are in the beta program right now. We love components. We're hearing how much you love components. We are so excited about components. This allows you to separate content from design easily and at any scale. Let me show you more. So first of all, let's talk about editing for a moment at any scale and how we edit in OU Campus today. So in context, WYSIWYG editing has been a theme of ours for many years. It's been one of our differentiators, and it's been a great asset to your end users who get to see what the page looks like as they're editing it. It's a very powerful capability. You can simply click to edit any of these sections that you've carved out in a template or in a design. They get a WYSIWYG editor, and they're literally editing in that page as they see it on the screen, with the full context of the rest of the page around it. It's a really powerful way to edit, of course, and many of you have been using this for years. Well, what about something like this? So now we've got a section of this page which is a little more challenging to edit because it's actually a rotating set of testimonials. And this rotating set of testimonials doesn't do so well in the WYSIWYG editor. It doesn't do so well in the typical in-context editor as we think of it. But we need to edit that. So how do we do it? Well, we use something like this, something that we call table transformations. And this has served us pretty well, and it's actually widely used today for a lot of really good reasons in the product. So table transformations is great because it does take something that's very complex and it breaks it out into a table that can be edited directly by your end users in a fairly comfortable way because they're using, they can see it. It's kind of WYSIWYG, but it's kind of not. But they can see it and they can edit it and they know how to use a table editor perhaps. But you do have to teach them a few things when they use table transformations. You have to teach them, okay, this is not what it's going to look like. This is a rendering that is editable, but it's not a rendering that's in context and specific to the page result. But it gives them the WYSIWYG editor, which they're used to, and so forth. Problem is they can make some things happen here that you don't like. The full WYSIWYG editor might not be the right choice. But let's look at the pros and advantages here. So separating content from design, check. Rely on HTML table functions. Not perfect, but actually works pretty well in some cases. Table transformations work great in some cases. Not always clear to end users what's going on. They look at that table, they look at the original page with the testimonials, it's just an example, but not quite sure what's going on in all cases. And it does require extensive programming for you to set that up. You've got to transform that table to get to the output, which takes a little bit of code, a little bit of programming to make that work. And there's no easy way to update the formatting globally. So it's very specific to a page. Once you've created a table transformation, you might be able to use a globally used resource, an XSL file perhaps, to use in other table transformations. But you've got to probably go to each and every table transformation to make some adjustments here and there. So that's table transformations. The new thing is components. Doesn't replace table transformations, or doesn't replace it, but you're going to love components so much it's probably going to be used far more than table transformations ever were. So components takes it even further. Let's take a look at the beautiful Pepperdine website here. And we can take a look at this in the WYSIWYG editor. So here we are on a page that you might or might not be WYSIWYG editing. Let's scroll down a little bit. Here we have some interesting components, if you will. These are perfect for components. These are classic examples because they are sections of this website that behave a little differently, don't comply necessarily with a typical WYSIWYG editable page. For example, you might roll over a section here and see that it changes, little JavaScript that pops up here and changes that look and feel. So this is the user experience. Now, how do we edit this in components? Super simple. Just click on it. So clicking on it brings up a little modal dialog that you've created specifically to edit these components, wherever they might be used. And if you update the form, if you update the technology behind this and user experience behind this, it'll update in all the places that you've used it. So now it's really, really simple for a user to figure this out. They can see exactly what to do here. In fact, they really can't get lost. They can't break it. In this case, they might change the image. There's a couple components here. There's the image, the description, and then the link. That's it. The description overlays on the image. When we roll over it, job done. So here you've got a really easy editing experience for your end users. They can edit the description, and of course they can edit the link as well directly using components. So super simple for end users, a great user experience, easier for you to set up, more accessible in so many different ways across your entire implementation. Here's a little icon at the top in the WYSIWYG. I don't know how well you can see that, but that little icon is the new components icon that allows you to add a new component to a page in the editor. Much like you can add an asset in the WYSIWYG editor, you can add a new component in the WYSIWYG editor that's been pre-set up. I'm not going to go through all the details. We'll show it a little later in how you set that up with the drag and drop forms and the really slick interface we've designed for it. All right, so that's components. Separate content from design in a whole new way, in a really great new way. Simplify complex editing. When the going gets tough, use components. It's a really great way to make it easy for your end users. Propagate updates quickly across all the different pages and assets that use all the components. No page template modifications necessary. You can do this inline in any page and still update it across all the pages that use it. It will be available this June. That's components. Next up is Feed Manager, closely related to components. The Feed Manager is one type of way that you can create, syndicate, and subscribe to news, events, blogs, and more. So let's take a look at the Feed Manager. So here we are on the Hope College website, beautiful Hope College website. A lot of things going on here that are component-like, aren't they? Well, let's take a look. There's also some great feeds, like here's a news feed, a wonderful news feed that's aggregating news coming in from all different places. So let's talk about how this would work as part of the Feed Manager. Feed Manager allows you to edit any of these just like you do a component, where you can click on it, get directly to a little screen to help you edit that really, really easily. You can click on the little component button to simply add a new one right here on the page. It gives you controlled syndication in a really clever way. This gives you the opportunity to actually decide which feed this particular news item belongs to. But there's more, because you can actually also then, as a subscriber, select or deselect from different feeds that you're subscribing to. So it gives a lot of usability and a lot of flexibility, I should say, in terms of where your news items end up, whether they're events, news, or blogs. Lots of control and lots of configuration possibilities. It makes a really slick user presentation. You can send updates dynamically as well by adding tags to news items. So if you've set up your syndication properly and you've got the right news pages subscribed to the right news feeds from the right departments, well, on top of that, you can simply add a tag which will change the behavior completely. Maybe it's a current tag or an expired tag or a old event tag that simply adds or removes it to a feed based upon that particular information. And it allows you to elevate and approve content, set up the appropriate administrators to allow them control that they need to make sure that they stay in control as well. And the feed manager will be available after components. In fact, it'll be available this fall. So that is just a glimpse into some of the things that are coming next. Now, tomorrow, we have our roadmap. It's right here in this room at 11:15, just before lunch. It's a general session with all of you back here again. And we're going to go more deeply into some of the things that are coming that I just showed you, and we're going to go even further out into the future and show you some of the things that are coming thereafter. Involved in that discussion tomorrow will be someone who is fairly new to the team that you might not have met yet. So I wanted to introduce new product leadership who had joined us last fall, Ms. Kimberly Prieto, our new Senior Director of Product Development. Now, some of you have met her already, and she's going to be a huge presence here at the conference because not only will she be leading the roadmap, talking with many of you, participating in the hackathon, but she'll also be up here on our panel just after the break. So to put a face to the name, I thought it would be nice to introduce Kimberly to you now. She comes to us with 15 years of product-specific experience at Digital Insight and at Intuit, and I'm going to let her say a few words right now. Kimberly.
Good morning, everyone. I won't be here long, but I will do a shameless plug for the roadmap session tomorrow. Lance did a great job of giving you some information on three of the things that we're working on right now, but those are not by any means the only things that we're working on. We have a number of other initiatives, both in the development and the design phase, and I think you're going to be really excited to see the things that we're working on because they've come very directly from the feedback that you've provided us. So I'm looking forward to sharing that with you tomorrow. But in the meantime, I'm just excited to immerse myself with you guys here this week. I've been with the company now for almost 5 months, and this is my first opportunity to talk to so many of you in such a short period of time and to learn from you what you really need and want from our products. I'm a product manager and so curious about how you engage with what we build for you. So please, I'm going to try to make my way around and meet everybody that I can while I'm here today, but I encourage you to walk up to me if you have a point of view of something that could be better in the product or something that's just wonderful that you want to tell us about. Please come up, walk up to me and say, hi, I'd love to hear from you. Thank you.
Thank you, Kimberly. Kimberly has been a great addition to the team. Please get to know her here at the conference. You're really going to love her. All right. I wanted to talk about the marketplace for a moment. This is an area of the product that is visited by so many people every day, and it's constantly in flux. It's dynamically changing all the time. We're adding new gadgets, we're adding new modules. There's a lot going on in the marketplace. It is your one-stop shop for modules and free gadgets that enhance the functionality, that extend the functionality, and frankly are brought in to a broader ecosystem of functionality than just OU Campus alone. If you haven't seen the marketplace, it looks like this. Here's how you access it. So here I am logged into my dashboard, and I can simply click right up here on the Add-ons tab and click to switch to the marketplace. In the marketplace, there's a lot to see. Here we are looking at a module, OU Insights. And I can click here to see some of the other featured modules. Here's OU Blogs. Here's OU Search. Let's go back to OU Insights. So now, from this page, or from any page, I can scroll around, I can see more, but I can also read more about a specific module, much like an app store. So here I can see a description about this particular module. If I scroll down a little bit further, I can see some of the functionality that it provides, some of the benefits that it provides, and I can click on a screenshot and see it bigger if I want to, and take a look at what this particular module does for me. And then, if I like what I see, I can simply click to add it. If it's a gadget, if it's a free gadget, then simply add it to the product and you can administer it, give access to who you want. If it's a module that's not free, then you'll get information and a quote and so forth on how you can purchase it separately. So the marketplace is a great way for you to continue to advance the functionality in between releases, because a lot of these you're not using yet. Whether it's a free gadget, which you can just click to install, or a module, check it out. There's a lot going on. To incentivize you even further, we actually have something of a show special here for those of you in attendance this week. So we have a special offer. We have free implementation of one of our most powerful modules. In fact, it is OU Insights, which I was just showing you there. So as a special just to you, we've got OU Insights. And in addition to that, we're actually including emergency alerts as a separate module, also for free. So free implementation of OU Insights, and if you buy OU Insights, you get emergency alerts completely for free, installation included. This is through May 31st. So think about this as an option for you. Take a look at these modules and see what you think. To show you really quickly what they do, here's, for example, OU Insights and what it does. So OU Insights regularly checks content on your site for all kinds of mistakes, misspellings, errors, accessibility problems, and more. And it helps you make improvements because it's showing you not only where the problem lies, but it's telling you how to fix it, and it's giving you a link to fix it so that you can update it right there. It helps you adhere to current regulations that you might be concerned about. And it helps you optimize for SEO. It's a great way to optimize your website. And as a special for you here at the conference through May 31st, free implementation. Emergency alerts, the other one. So this is a way for you to alert the world when the unexpected happens. It's a mobile app, super easy to use for anybody, not just typical OU Campus users. What it does is by simply typing on your mobile app, it gives an alert overlay on top of the key pages on your website. It could be every page, it could be the home page. You decide how it's configured and how it's set up. But typing an alert then magically appears whenever someone visits that page. You can also send that out optionally through the same updates to your social media sites. So it'll automatically keep these things in sync. This might be in supplement to other things that you're using. It might just be a great way for you to get more information out there to the world. And you can make updates as well. So perhaps you're showing a little log of updates as things change on campus, right there from that mobile experience. So alert the world when it matters. Update alerts from anywhere because it's available on your mobile device. Perfect for non-technical users. Again, you don't have to be a typical OU Campus user to figure out how to simply update something on this mobile device. And it updates multiple channels, social media as well as your website. And it's free, again, with the OU Insights special offer for you here at the show. So free implementation of OU Insights and emergency alerts module included as well, now through May 31st. Now, we have 42 modules and free gadgets in the marketplace today. There are 42 maybe yet to be discovered gems in there that we want you to take a look at. But the marketplace is growing. It's been growing year after year, and there's more coming soon. We've got some relationships that we've started with some third-party services. We call them affiliate partners, and they're going to start showing up in the marketplace as well. So if you've been interested in some third-party technologies that we don't offer, through some of the best-of-breed products that you may have heard of, for instance, Apex Chat is a great chat system. FormStack and Form Assemblies takes forms to a whole new level. VitalSource is a bookstore. Verba is an e-reader. And of course, Ellucian, someone that you've probably worked with at some point, and someone that we've worked with you. And we are solidifying some of these relationships right now with some of these new affiliate partners, which we will be able to connect you through to enhance the value of the network, to enhance the value of the overall ecosystem. So look for more of this type of relationship, affiliate partners, coming soon, and look for it in the marketplace, where you can directly connect in some cases with some of these third parties. And we've got some new gadgets that have been created by you that are coming soon. In fact, the first one is already here. You may have noticed it enter into the marketplace last week. We have a brand new gadget that was actually created by you. We're really excited about this because this opens up a whole new partnership with you. We haven't done this before. We know that there are over 50 gadget developers out there that have made over 100 gadgets that are not in the marketplace because you've been using them directly in your own institutions. Maybe you've been sharing them. We've seen some sharing going on and so forth as well. Well, we're going to start to play a more active role in this. And to show you the first, let me show you right now the new unpublished gadget. We're really excited about this. It's super simple, but it's really great. It adds some functionality that you've developed, and it was conceived of by you, developed by you. We played a small role in that, but it's something that we found really useful. We think that those who have used it already find it incredibly useful as well. Let me show you what it looks like. So first of all, here it is. You can actually install it right now, the unpublished gadget in the marketplace. And here's what it looks like. So here it is as a sidebar gadget. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. It's got a couple of buttons. So here we are looking at a page. We can click on that blue button, which shows it to us in a new window live on the website, or we can click on the red button, which unpublishes it. So unpublishing is a little different than deleting. Deleting a file moves it into the recycle bin. It does unpublish it, but it actually gets rid of it and all of its versions and so forth and moves into the recycle bin. Maybe not what you want to do, right? You're looking at a page, you realize there's some, you just published it maybe and you just want to pull it back for a moment because you forgot to add a section, or you really do need to fix a couple things before the rest of the world looks at it, or before the next Google spider happens. So you can just click unpublish. It's gone from your production server, but it's still in the staging server. It's still right there. You're still able to edit it to your heart's content. All the versions are there and everything else. And if you're not sure if it's the right page, you can click the blue button and see it really quickly before you choose. And you can do this on any page that you might be looking at in the system. So the unpublished gadget allows you to unpublish with one simple click. Super easy. You can link to the view the file, the live file on the production server, and it retains the file and all of the prior versions of that file. So they're still there. They're still at your fingertips, right on the screen, ready for you to edit. It was built by our customers. It was conceived of by our customers. And it's available right now, free in OU Campus, in the marketplace. The other cool thing about the unpublished gadget is it was not just conceived by you, but it was also conceived here at OUTC. So this was a part of the hackathon ideas that evolved into a product. And if you're producing gadgets today that you want to share with the community, gadgets are free in OU Campus, so we're not trying to profit from these, but if you want to share them, and you can share them with us first, and we can vet them and make them available to everyone, we would be happy to take a look at it. So that's the unpublished gadget. And you can see the folks there in the picture. This is actually the team that made that, including Jesse Clark, who's here at the conference this year, seated there in the blue shirt. So congrats to this team for making such a cool gadget that we now all have access to. One more thing I wanted to talk about here are product tiers. So OU Campus now comes in a couple of different tiers. OU Campus, as you know it today, everything you have today, still OU Campus. It's our flagship product. But we have added something we call OU Campus Enterprise, which has everything you have today and just a little bit more. And that little bit more is 4 of our most popular modules, including OU Insights, including emergency alerts, including OU Search, and the email campaign manager, all included in OU Campus Enterprise. So now I've given you a couple different options here. You can take advantage of the show special, which gives you certainly a good discount on OU Insights because it's free implementation, and emergency alerts included for free. If you move up to Enterprise, you get all 4 of our most popular modules. So if you're interested in learning more about OU Campus Enterprise, talk to your account director. They can get you a quote on what it would be, the difference to move up to the Enterprise version. All right, so get ready for a big week. We have a break coming up in just a second, but as a reminder, we have a lot going on this week. We have in-depth feature sessions today and tomorrow. We have peer-led sessions today and tomorrow, led by you. We have our hands-on workshops on Wednesday and Thursday, all day Wednesday and all day Thursday. I know many of you are staying for these workshops. We're so excited to have you here all week. And we have the OUTC Hackathon Wednesday night. Hopefully some great new gadgets will come from that. And of course, we have a great dinner event and fun time at Disney tonight. So that's it. That's what I wanted to share with you this morning. We have a break in just a moment, but before you go, I did have one more thing. We don't have many traditions, but we do have one tradition that started here at this conference a few years ago that's near and dear to our hearts. And it's our opportunity once a year to recognize someone here in the audience, in fact, who has been an OmniUpdate customer and an extraordinary OmniUpdate customer in so many ways. It's something we call the Customer of the Year Award. And it goes to one of you who exemplifies the power of the network through the sharing that you do, through the work that you do with us, and helping us build the right product for you and all of your peers, and directly as you interact and relate with others here at the conference and beyond. This is someone that we all feel very strongly about, greatly deserving the Customer of the Year. I'd like to introduce him right now. If you could please roll the video.
I think I forgot your question in the middle, so I was like...
Jesse is a fantastic member of our user network. His active participation in the OCN has been invaluable, and he's been great at sharing ideas and solutions with the community.
I'm answering a lot of the development questions in there.
As an advanced user and advocate of OU Campus, he's really taken the concept of OU Campus as a platform and extended the functionality of our product.
Yeah, I would absolutely recommend OU Campus to other universities. Mostly because it is a professional system, it's easy to use. The Omni Update team is amazing, they'll help you.
From all of us at Omni Update, congratulations, Jesse, on being our 2018 Customer of the Year.
Just a little show of our appreciation. Thank you, Jesse.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thanks. All right, so we have a coffee and refreshment break for you now. We're going to be back here at 11 o'clock for our panel discussion. Thank you.